We're still dealing with dodgy enemies. Let's head back in and try to take on Hornet. In order to unlock Hornet, you need to capture 4 of all of the wasp-type enemies. You'll see when we get in. They're the poisoners. They're the flying bee-looking things. For doing that, you get 60 mana tonics. Let's head in and take on Hornet. Yeah, we've seen many of these looking things before. This thing also, if I land the shots, not too difficult. The problem is actually hitting it. It does have significantly more HP than the last one, though. So let's head in and just try to hit it, see if we can actually do it. And it worked out so far. Do I want to steal? Yeah, I don't really care. The common steal is 4 poison fangs. The rare one is 2 purifying salts. Do I want to use magic on it? You know what? I feel like I should use magic from time to time. I feel like I've been avoiding it, but like I said, it doesn't necessarily feel like it's actually encouraging it all that much. It's about half the damage. And if they can hit it, then we're fine. Its evasion's low, but its luck is high. Plus, it's in the air, so it always feels like it's going to do some things. You'd have to be careful of a lot of things that it can do to you. For instance, poison. That's a thing. It can also inflict silence, sleep, and darkness on one turn, I believe. Yeah, its normal attack does all of that. It also can do an instant kill, and it can do a move called Bewitching Stab, which inflicts Confuse. So, lots of statuses, but not that difficult to take down. I don't think I missed that entire time. Despite it being in the air, just had high enough accuracy stat and we were good. Speaking of which, you can increase your accuracy by killing this thing, getting some accuracy spheres, and then we got a platinum ring for our trouble. Once again, it's essentially strength and defense on the weapon and armor, so I don't necessarily care at this point. I have other things I need to worry about. I like my chances against this next one. Let's head in and take on Vidatu. Let's go with that. In order to unlock Vidatu, you need to capture 4 of every kind of imp. We'll see an imp pretty soon. But for doing this, you get 99 mana springs. Vidatu has a low amount of HP. Let's head in. And that's what an imp looks like. As you can see, Null All has found its way onto the imp. It's there permanently, so if you want to use magic, Ultima is the way to go. If you don't have that Drain or Holy, that's your best bet. Or a physical attack. Hey, look, it's dead. Oh, this is the thing that I usually like to farm for dark matter. I don't know why people don't encourage this one. You hit it once and it's dead. If you're strong enough, that's it. Other than that, it'll drop some MP spheres, which I don't care too much about. The weapons that it'll drop have double AP on it. The armor has MP plus on it, which, once again, I don't care about unless I can break HP limit, which I rarely ever do. Yeah, that guy, he's not that difficult once you get to a certain level. I should point out that he does cast Ultima on you, also Osmos on you, and Osmos will take a lot of damage. Or a lot of MP from you. So you'll want to look out for that, but as long as you're high enough level, he's easy. And now we're up against something that is rather tough, but I have a lot of experience fighting it, so I'm not too scared. Let's head in and take on One Eye. In order to unlock One Eye, you need to kill 4 of all of the eye-type monsters that are available for capturing. I think there's a spot in a limited dungeon where you can't capture where an eye shows up. Obviously, you don't need to get that one, but all of the ones that are available to you. One Eye, for unlocking it, you will get 60 stamina tablets. And I've spent a lot of time fighting One Eye, so I'm fairly confident in it, but I've been using Wonka and Orin for most of those. We'll see how my other party members do, especially since I'm ambushed. And he goes for Shockwave, which hits everybody. All right, so let's talk a little bit about Shockwave. Shockwave is a nasty ability. Luckily, I had Ribbon on Tidus, otherwise this would be bad. It inflicts Confuse, Slow, Sleep, Darkness, and Silence. He has another move called Black Stare, which will inflict Curse, but I don't care about Curse right now. I will need to cure all of this on everybody, so there you go. Silence, Slow, Confusion. It's a mess. It is a mess over there. Luckily, one thing cures all of that. And that wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. So let's start pounding away at One Eye. He's not that dodgy for being a flying enemy. Go on your knight. You hop up there, buddy. Nicely done. Yeah, 2 hits. 2 hits. And down goes One Eye. Not that difficult. I was a little nervous because of the Confuse, but since Tidus is very fast, due to the auto haste and the ribbon combined, it worked out pretty well for me. I get some magic defense spheres for that. We've gone over that before. That's why I'm maxed out on those. Mage's Bangle for that will give me lots of MP pluses. The weapon is what you really want from One Eye, though. Those will have triple AP on them. The rare steel from them is a Blessed Gem. The common steel is some Lunar Curtains. So I guess you could steal from him, try to get some Blessed Gems, but really the triple AP and selling stuff is what you want from One Eye. That's the main crux of it. And Ribbon. Ribbon is good. This next fight's gonna be a little bit trickier. Let's head in and take on Jumbo Flan. In order to unlock Jumbo Flan, you do need to capture 3 of all the different kinds of flans. We have seen many flans. They're very recognizable. You can't miss them. So let's head in and take on Jumbo Flan. For unlocking him, we did get 60 twin stars. So, Jumbo Flan. Oh, he got a turn in. Notice a couple things there. Notice what? Wow, a lot of stuff happened there. All right, so number 1, he got to go first. He started with Blizzaga, which he reflected off of himself and hit Tidus with. It did a lot of damage. Tidus tried to counter with the physical attack and did nothing. He's immune to physical damage. At least that's the way I look at it. We don't need to heal. I'm fine. Instead, we're going to go for a double cast. So the way that you can do this, there's basically 2 ways. You can either hit him with Holy, Flare, or Ultima. If you do Holy and Flare, you have to bounce it off yourself. You have to cast Reflect on one of your party members and bounce it off of them. He's immune to all of the elements except for Holy. But Ultima goes through Reflect. So we're gonna do Ultima. Granted, we're not doing max damage, but we're doing some damage. He does have a lot of HP for somebody that has this kind of gimmick to him. But actually, it might be better if I just did flat out Ultima with you. Flare, once again, does not work this way. If you want to do Flare, you got to do it off of a Reflect. You got to bounce it to hit him. No, double cast is still the way to go. I thought it halved the damage, but no. You know what else is good? Double Ultima. Yeah, he's immune to a lot of things. He absorbs all 4 of the normal elements. This guy's not an easy fight. You have to be sufficiently prepared. I might not even get an overkill on him, because he does have such a large amount of defense. You have to do max damage on him, and I'm not actually doing that. Maybe with the magic booster it'll help. We just need Lulu to do all the work here. Double Flare. I might actually get haste on her, or not Flare, double Ultima. Very clearly double Ultima, not Flare. Might get some haste on her so she does it more quickly. Yeah, there we go. There's some damage. You can steal from the Jumbo Flat lunar curtains and a mana tablet. None of those I care about too much, I don't think. But, I think it's best if we go for haste right now. And then we'll keep on going for the double Ultima. It feels like it's a little cheap doing that, but, I mean, these enemies are so strong. Your possibilities, your strategies are narrowed. But having Ultima is so good. So very, very good. The thing is, he drops a thing that you want a lot of. He's also good for a particularly good weapon ability. So you might want to spend some time dealing with him. That's kind of the downside, is how much HP he really does have. But double Ultima is the trick. If you can even call it a trick. It's the best way to go. This does the most damage for me. It does more than a flare. So, we're gonna keep going with this. God, how much does he actually have? Yeah, he's got a ton. Not as much as we have seen before. I don't need to use anything too strong against him. Alright, he's using an Ultima on me. That can be a problem. But it's not. It could have been, but it wasn't. We'll go for, you know what? We'll have other people do that. We'll just keep going for the double Ultima from Lulu here. Even at max stats, well, not necessarily max stats, but the full sphere grid outside of luck done, and he still knocked us down to critical with one Ultima. Double Pass wasn't able to do that. And we're, of course, doing less damage because it's a celestial weapon, and that's how they work. You can slow Jumbo Flan. I should point that out. You can slow him, but ultimately it's not going to be too beneficial for my setup. It can be beneficial for you, but you have to, of course, bounce slow off of a reflect in order to get that to go. And no, you cannot dispel his reflect. It's auto. It's always on. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. For the record, I need to do this thing with Lulu like 10 times in order to finish him off. That's how much HP he has. It's kind of ridiculous. All right, Kiraga on yourself. You need to get some magic boosting on you. Another Kiraga on yourself. We'll do that a couple more times. That's kind of good enough. Let's go for the double Ultima again. It's the way to go. This guy's not fun to farm. And some people highly recommend that you farm him for very good reasons, don't get me wrong, but if I can avoid it, I'll try to avoid it. Are we there yet? It feels like we should be there yet. Alright. Double Ultima again. This time from Tita, so it does significantly less damage, but I'm not anticipating getting the overkill on this is going to be a huge benefit to me. I'll try to get it when I can, but on a guy like this, nah. Still not dead. Still going. Ultima. Ultima. Magic booster. It helps. It really does. But the Onion Knight is just not enough. Just keep going. Not there yet. Still not there. We'll just keep doing damage. I was considering holding back and letting Lulu try to finish it off herself, but no, let's just keep going for the double-casted Ultima. Tias is starting to run out of MP. We're over halfway through his MP, but like a lot of fights, we're very close to a save point at this point. I don't need to necessarily go through a dungeon anymore. I can afford to use all of the MP here. Ultima. Ultima. And let's see what we get out of this. We'll see what he goes for next. Nothing too surprising comes out of him. The level 3 elemental spells, Ultima. He doesn't have... No, he does have Flare. Reflect, Regen, and Kiraga. Those are his moves. That's what he's got. Still going, and he goes for Reflect. And a Kiraga on... Oh, okay, so that's how he does the trick. He cures himself by casting Reflect on somebody and then bouncing it off of them. Also means I can't heal Yuna without items, right? But I can deal with that. Come on, double Ultima. Since he had to heal himself, I'm hoping we're getting close to finishing him off now. It feels like this is so much longer of a fight than it needs to be. Double casting Ultima, I mean, that's a trick. A lot of people do... Oh, all right. Finally down he goes. No overkill. It doesn't hold the double cast. It doesn't put the totals together. Fair enough. A lot of people recommend something like Anima. Just do Anima and hope for the best with that. That way you can easily break the damage limit a little bit easier, that kind of stuff, but I don't know. Don't necessarily like it. So, this is the reason why people do recommend farming the Jumbo Flan. Both of these right here. The Magic Sphere will turn a blank node into a Magic Plus node, so if you're trying to max out your magic, this is how you have to do it. But the weapon will have Magic Booster on it. That's another reason. The armor will have Fire Eater, Water Eater, and Ice Eater on them, but really the Magic Booster is the way for you to go. I'm not sure that's necessarily something that I want to put on Orin, but that is a thing. So there's the Mirage Blade, Magic Booster, and 2 blank slots. I'm not sure that's even enough. I would have to do a break damage limit on that as well, and then maybe an MP1 cost, so I don't know. I don't even know if that's a thing that I would want to do, but that's Jumbo Flan.